The meeting is now called to order. Can we please all stand for the flag salute? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Burke? Here. Mr. Sakala?
Here.
Mrs. Dye?
Here.
Mrs. Marinelli? Here. And Mr. Mandela?
Here. The New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and to attend the meeting of public bodies at which any business affecting their interests is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of this act, the Cedar Grove Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be advertised by having the date, time, and place thereof posted on bulletin boards in the district, published and or transmitted to the Verona Cedar Grove Times and Star Ledger newspapers, filed with the township clerk, and posted on the district's website. The meeting is open to the public for comment for items on the agenda. Seeing none, I close that portion of the meeting. Committee reports.
Okay, I'll go.
Last night I was at the middle school FSA meeting. They are just starting their new year. They've got a lot of things going on. A couple things they talked about. Number one is map testing. Talked a little bit about curriculum and what's happening this year with regard to the students, new assessments. Talked a little bit about new teacher evaluations. Just kind of introduced some of those new things that are happening in those grade levels. 7th and 8th grade social, they're going to try and kick that off again, possibly a Halloween dance. If they theme it, they hope they will come. A lot of fundraising ideas, different things going on over the course of the school year. Lawn signs again, some different creative things they're going to try this year. They don't have the big fundraiser year this year, so they're going to try and do a bunch of little things. And the other important thing they spoke about was the police presence and how they're going to have the police will be in and out of the building, have a big presence in the school, security drills, evacuation drills, those types of things. Safety and security was brought up. And that was it. Oh, just so you know, all middle school meetings will be at 7 p.m. instead of the traditional 7:30. So just make sure you mark that on your calendars. There you go.
Good deal. Thanks. Anyone else? Do you have one?
Just on custodial negotiations, we met last Thursday and we have a signed memo of agreement.
Oh, great.
And so we'll hear back from the custodials union once the membership agrees to it.
Awesome. Good deal. I attended the rec board meeting last Wednesday for the kickoff, and of course, it's always everything they talk about is the pool. But one of the, everything went very well at the pool this year. Unfortunately, the weather didn't cooperate as much, so not sure how the concession stand made out and all that kind of stuff. But overall, everything was pretty positive and successful with the pool. But one of the things that was discussed, which I thought was a great idea, and as a matter of fact, they asked if maybe we would get the information out through the schools, starting in the beginning of next, in the late winter, like right after we get back from break, is how we have right now half day. I don't know if we call it a camp or whatever we do in the summertime from 9 to 12. The rec department does. And the attendance was down this year, and someone brought up that maybe it was because there's 2 working parents, and it's hard to get someone to pick up, the kids at noon. So they thought, like other towns, they have full day rec, and to put a survey out to the parent community of who may be interested in doing a full day rec, because a lot of times the parents hire babysitters, if you want to call them babysitters or whatever, to take care of the kids. But now this would be an all-day thing, and then maybe even offer aftercare after that, like later working hours. So it was all like just preliminary discussions, but it was really just to get a feel out there to see how many parents would be interested. And someone, they talked about costs and stuff and making it pretty reasonable as far as, what you would maybe charge a babysitter per day, but make it that. And it also opens it up for the rec department to hire more college students. So it would be the opportunity for more college students or, to get jobs for the summer, or high school students, whatever it may be. So I thought it was pretty positive. So I thought it was a great idea. And so that's something to look forward to for next year.
I know some towns also kind of incorporate the recreation with like enrichment also. Was that
That's
brought up at
exactly,
all?
yes. And they talked about how some towns, like every week there's a trip planned, whether it be to a museum, whether you do whatever, but they would make that part of the program as well. So it was really, I thought it was a great idea. Because I think attendance is down too, because I know that how are you going to pick up the kid at noon and
The
then.
needs
Right.
have changed.
Right.
Right.
So I thought that was really a good discussion, so that was great. So that's pretty much it, at rec board.
Nice.
Okay, I guess we're moving on the agenda, no more reports? Okay. From the Office of the Business Administrator and Board Secretary, may I have a motion under minutes for B1 and B2? And that's a motion to approve the public and executive minutes of August 27th. And for B2, certifies that no account line has been overspent during the month of August.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Burke?
Yes.
Mr. Sakala?
Yes.
Mrs. Dye?
Yes.
Mrs. Marinelli?
Aye.
And Mr. Mandela?
Aye. Under business, may I have a motion for B3 through B7? And that's a motion to accept a $1,000 donation from Cedar Grove, I guess it's for the high school, Music Matters, for new sound and lighting system. Or is Music Matters all one now? Memorial Middle School? It is, right? I thought, are they? Because they used to be separate. They're not anymore, right?
Not the should be.
I know. I thought they were like all together now. Motion to approve the establishment of a petty cash fund in the amounts as listed for the high school and the middle school. A motion to approve the appointments as listed as affirmative action officers. Motion to approve the Cedar Grove High School Alumni Association to use the high school cafeteria on September 28th for the hours as listed. And B7 is a motion to approve the Aqua Products Flordra USA European Boys Choir to use the Cedar Grove High School auditorium on March 12th for the hours as listed.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Burke?
Yes.
Mr. Sakala?
Yes.
Mrs. Dye?
Yes.
Mrs. Marinelli?
Aye.
And Mr. Mandela?
Aye. From the Office of the Superintendent, may I have under Personnel a motion for S1 through S19? And that's a motion to approve Ryan Vandermeer, high school paraprofessional, for the salary as listed. A motion to accept the resignation of Samuel Santiago as a high school paraprofessional. A motion to rescind paraprofessional position for James Curley. Motion to rescind lunch duty for Lara Botner. Motion to retroactively approve lunch duty for the, I guess their staff, or no, not staff, I guess.
They are staff.
They are staff? Staff as listed. Motion to retroactively approve Laura Sachs, EpiPen training for morning care supervisors. Motion to retroactively approve Laura Splendoria as a lunch aide for South End and a personal one-on-one. A motion to retroactively approve Dana Puchowski as Memorial Middle School resource teacher. Motion to approve the substitute nurse as listed at the rate listed per diem. A motion to approve extra teaching period stipends as listed. A motion to approve the faculty for home instruction for home instructors as listed. A motion to approve the staff that's listed for co-curricular. Is that one? Yes. Okay. Motion to retroactively approve the calendar change for Friday, September 6th to Thursday, September 5th, in acknowledgement of Rosh Hashanah. Motion to reimburse the school-based volunteers for fingerprinting for the volunteers as listed. A motion to approve the school volunteers as listed. It's a motion to authorize the attendance for all the events as listed. That's S16. S17 is a motion to adjust the salary for the staff members as listed. S18 is a motion to approve the substitute secretary as listed. And finally, S19 is a motion to approve the staff as listed for part-time custodial work. I have a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Burke?
Yes.
Mr. Sakala?
Yes.
Mrs. Dye?
Yes.
Mrs. Marinelli?
Aye.
And Mr. Mandela?
Aye. Under curriculum, may I have a motion for S20? And that's a motion to approve the local professional development plan as approved by the New Jersey Department of Education as developed by the local professional development committee.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call?
Mrs. Burke?
Yes.
Mr. Sakala?
Yes.
Mrs. Dye?
Yes.
Mrs. Marinelli?
Aye.
And Mr. Mandela?
Aye. Under contracts, may I have a motion for S21 and S22? And that's a motion to approve the parent transportation for the student number as listed. And it's a motion to approve the contracts as listed for special education.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Burke?
Yes.
Mr. Sakala?
Yes.
Mrs. Dye?
Yes.
Mrs. Marinelli?
Aye.
And Mr. Mandela?
Aye. The meeting is open to the public for comments on or off the agenda. Seeing none, I close that portion of the meeting. Any final comments from the board tonight? Okay. Future meeting announcements, September 24th and October 8th here at North End Media Center, 7 p.m. will be our executive session, 8 p.m. will be our regular meeting. And may I have a motion to adjourn into executive session to discuss personnel matter relative to collective bargaining agreements. Action is not expected. So we're not doing that one? Okay. Have a revision. It's a motion, personnel matter relative to collective bargaining agreements. Action may be taken following the discussion in executive session. Due to the confidentiality of the personnel matters, public release of this discussion will probably never occur.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Burke?
Yes.
Mr. Sakala?
Yes.
Mrs. Dye?
Yes.
Mrs. Marinelli?
Aye.
And Mr. Mandela?
Aye. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you for coming.